I wonder if I can get you all to do me a favor this morning. There's a camera. If you look up at the screen off to the right, about halfway up, there's a camera. And I'm going to ask you in a moment to wave and say, "Hi, Bob, we love you." All right? And if you're so motivated to wave with both hands, it'll look like we have twice as many people. All right? So ready? Can you do this with me? "Hi, Bob, we love you." And indeed we do. Many of you know Bob, some of you don't. And for those who don't know Bob, trust me, he's an amazing, great guy, and you are in the role of the Good Samaritan, giving love to a stranger. But for those of you who know Bob, I'm talking about Bob Wagner. Bob Wagner was one of the founding parishioners. He and his wife Melita were founding parishioners at Seas way back in the 1970s. And I understand he was our very first pastoral council president. And they lived with their family just a block away from here. So for over 40 years, they were here all the time for everything. Such an important, rooted part of our community until just a couple of years ago when they moved to Madison to be closer to their children. Now, Bob has been on my mind and in my heart a lot this past week or so, because you see, Bob is suffering from stage 4 esophageal cancer, and he's feeling very much alone. Since he and Melita moved to Madison, they have not been able to find or form the type of loving, supportive, caring community that they helped build here at Seas. So they're going through this very difficult time. And in many ways, Bob is the robber's victim, a stranger in a strange land. If you consider cancer to be the robber, and Bob is at the side of the road alone. And right now, he really needs a Good Samaritan. And we, you and I, we are called to be that Good Samaritan to Bob and Melita. And this should come naturally to us. This should come without even thinking about it. Because this community that Bob and the other founding members of this parish created all those years ago is and always has been a Good Samaritan community. A community of people who just seem to understand that the single most important thing in life is the love that we give our Creator and the love that we share with each other. And everything else we do, it just is there to support that love. When Michelle and I walked through these doors for the first time 35 years ago, I could feel it. We could feel it. We left, and I said, this is a Good Samaritan community. These people really seem to understand that the reason we gather is the love of God and the love of this one body of Christ. These people gathered together. And that is a spirit that has endured for going on 50 years and has endured because of the work of Bob and the other founding members of this community. And now it's our job to carry that forward to another generation and to make sure that everyone who ever walks through the doors of this community understands we are a Good Samaritan community. We are a community of people who won't hide behind rules. We'll put ourselves out there to love God with all our hearts, all our minds, all our strength, and to love our neighbors as ourselves. And who is our neighbor? Well, as Jesus tells us in the gospel, well, it's everyone. Everyone created in the image and likeness of God. And that's everyone. And that's who we're called to love. When Jesus gives us this parable, in fact, in so many ways throughout the gospel, but it's clear in this parable, Jesus is changing the paradigm. And he's asking us to grow into this new paradigm that he's offering. Because up until then, morality was largely what we can call a passive morality. There are rules, commandments. If you follow them and you don't break them, if you don't do harm to yourself or other people, you're good. That's a moral life. So just don't go, holding up liquor stores and killing people and doing those terrible things, and you're okay. It's a passive morality because we don't have to do anything. We have to just make sure we don't do the wrong things. And Jesus introduces an active morality, an adult morality. We teach passive morality to 7-year-olds, right? Here are the rules, follow them. But as they grow into teens and become adults, we expect ourselves to grow into an active morality that says it's not simply about what you don't do. It's about how much love you put into the world. It's what you do. See, in this parable, that priest and that Levite who come down the road and pass by the robber's victim, they didn't do anything wrong. In fact, they, being people mindful of purity code and everything else, followed the rules. They didn't do anything wrong. And yet, the problem, Jesus is pointing out, is that they didn't do anything right. And he's asking us to be people who are more focused on doing the right thing than merely not doing the wrong thing. This is a real challenge for us in our time. We have become a culture that is once again a little bit obsessed with rules and boundaries and who should be in and who should be out, who should be included, who should be excluded. By the way, the Samaritan was a foreigner in a foreign land. And we're called at this moment in time as community, as people of God, to lean into an active morality and not hide behind a passive morality. The priest and the Levite in this story were able to hide behind a passive morality. And Jesus says, new paradigm, folks. New paradigm. It's not enough to not do the wrong thing. I'm asking you to be people who do the right thing. And that takes courage, and it takes commitment, and it takes compassion, it takes faith. Thankfully, due to the very hard work of Bob Wagner and the other people who were founders of this parish, we have a culture here that's committed to that. And I'm so joyful that I've been able to be a part of it for all these years. So thank all of you for that. And may that spirit of the Good Samaritan rain down upon you. And may the spirit of the Good Samaritan stir the heart within you. And may the spirit of the Good Samaritan flow into the world through you.